it's very rare that we get a superstar athlete to join us. I was just telling the guys, it's been such a crazy day, and I don't know if you felt the energy, but I mean, first of all, what do you think about the idea of, for the first time in a city, doing out of hundreds of teams, only 13 making it, 13 different tests in 13 different places? I mean, what do you think about the Freakathlon?
I would have done it. I think it's amazing. I had fun just watching you. So I hope you guys had fun. I know it was hard. Some of you were exhausted after like 6 workouts, but I hope you had fun. And it's a really nice idea also to involve the city, to have different locations, outdoor, indoor. There was everything. There was the food, there was the boxer, the beach, and
But the craziest part was actually to get you involved in this, because I'm telling you, I don't think any athlete would have just accepted to come. Just okay, let's see. I have a few questions for you. I hope you don't mind. We have about 3 hours of the interview, so don't worry, we have time. First of all, Barcelona. Is this your first time in the city? Is it? Have you ever been in the city before this time?
I've been 3 times in Barcelona.
times.
The first time just to visit with my family, and it was awesome. The second time was for Fittest Freakest challenge. It was in 2021 during COVID time, so it was a bit weird edition, but it was one of my first competition outside Italy, and I was really amazed, like watching around and see so many high-level athletes. For me, was new. I was no one. Like, yeah, I was
No one
literally
yet.
no one yet. Yes, but I love the environment. I love the competition, the vibes, the atmosphere. Also, even if there were not many people, the atmosphere was good. Was amazing. And I really enjoyed it.
Tell me about that. So that event, the challenge, and those COVID times, no audience. I mean, how did it feel?
Yes, as I said, it felt weird. There were not many people, but there were many good athletes. And you guys managed to do such a great event, even without people. Usually during competition, people are the ones who like light up the event. But even without people, the event was such a success, and I really enjoyed it. It was amazing, like the lights, and I really had a good memory of the event.
I remember before we met and that event, I was in Milan. We also did something there, and I asked a few guys, hey, what's happening? And they said, oh, we have a girl coming. We have a girl that's going to take over the world. And they said, I think it was actually Roberto Allievi at the time. He said, Elisa Fuliano is going to take over the world.
Well, actually, I was not the first choice, neither the second choice. I was the third choice because the first girl who was supposed to do it got injured. Then they asked another girl, but I think she got sick. So I was the third choice, but it was fine. Like, I was honored anyway, and I had really fun.
I find this amazing because, if I'm not wrong, I mean, your first Open was in that same year, 2021. So you were the third option for a team. So people were like, oh, yeah, we got Elisa. What a shame. We wanted somebody else. Yeah, poor team. But then on that first Open, you ended up doing super, super well. Remind me your position in that Open and tell me, how does one go from the third girl that nobody wanted to actually crushing the Open?
I think I got third that year at the Open, third in Italy, and I really wanted to compete. I mean, I started CrossFit in 2019, so it was just 2 years I started CrossFit, and there was COVID in the meanwhile, so I had the chance to keep training, even if the gym was closed. The owner opened it for me, so I had the chance to train during the 2 years. That's why, and the first chance I had to do the Open path, I did good. I mean, I never stopped training, and that's why I really had a good placement. And people still cannot understand how I ended up to the games after 3 years of CrossFit, because I started in 2019 and I went the first time at the CrossFit in 2022. So it's just 3 years. But so people really cannot explain how did I do that. But people don't, I mean, they just see the 3 year of CrossFit and they don't see the 20 years of agonistic sport I did since I was 6. I trained like 4 hours a day until I was 6 years old. I had no social life like for years. But so that's the result. I mean, it's not the 3 years of CrossFit that brought me to the CrossFit Games, but the 20 years of sacrifices, of hard work, or of constancy, and that's why I made it to the Games, because of my background that was like 360 degrees complete because of the gymnastic. I did gymnastic for 10 years, then athletics, and I think gymnastic is probably one of the best sport to do before CrossFit, because really, I think, if I will have like a child one day, I think I will get him like gymnastic because I think it's the best, and it gives you awareness of your body, mobility, muscles, and I think it's just amazing. So that's why after 3 years is nothing of CrossFit, but I really managed to make it to the Games, and I was so happy.
I'm sure that now that you've just mentioned like 3 years into CrossFit, but 20 years into like working super hard and doing gymnastics, you go into the Games. I mean, I have a few questions here, but being such a seasoned athlete in gymnastics, does that also translate to you in the first Games, actually in competing at the highest level? How were the first Games that you competed in, and how did it feel to be at that level in the competition?
I couldn't believe it to be like there. Like I was in the warming up area. I looked around and I had like Tia Toomey sharing my barbell, and I was like, "You go first, I go later. Yeah, you can have all the space you want." And it was amazing. I made it to the Games the first year when I was still working. I was full-time working. So I'm a digital designer. So I went to the office all day. And after all the stress of the day, after I was so tired at the evening, I went training just for like 2 hours and a half. And even if all I wanted to do, it was just go to the bed and die. But still, I did that. Like, I don't know how, if I think about it, I don't know how I did it, how I managed to get to the Games working. So when I was at the Games, I swear after the first day I was done. Like I could go home. I was like, every muscle of my body was hurting. Like I couldn't feel anything. I was like, get me home. And so the two Games edition where I lived them really differently. So like as I said, the first one, I arrived at the Games just training 2 hours in a day. So for me, that volume was really, really high. And that's why like every workout like crushed me. And also that edition in particular had really tough workout for big people and heavy people. And I didn't really enjoy the workouts because every workout was just pure suffering. You ended up every workout just with your lungs out of your body, and I didn't really have fun. Instead, the second session, this past edition, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. This past year, I had the chance to live as a full-time athlete. So I had the chance to train twice a day. The first session from 10 in the morning until 12:30. And then the second one from 3:30 until 6:30. So this past year was definitely like a whole new world for me. I managed to bear volume very much. That's why these year Games, they were much better. I've passed the 2 cuts. So I was aiming to pass the first one at 30 athletes, and that would have been already a big success. I was dreaming to pass the second one as well at 20 athletes, but as I said, it was a dream, but still I did it. I was so happy to be there. I wanted to fight to arrive to the last day of competition, so the 4th day. And this year, at the fourth day, I was feeling fine. Like, it was totally different. My body was okay. My body was capable of bearing the volume of the games. I mean, 12 workout, every workout was really, really tough. But this year, I really enjoyed the workouts. They were really good. Even the ones I didn't perform well, I really enjoyed them. So it was a good addition.
I find it amazing. I find it amazing. It's super inspiring to have you here. And you mentioned something very interesting about the fun. You know, the fun. I mean, the volume is insane. You're competing against the best in the world. And the first year you were dead. The second year was about more fun. How important is having fun for you? Not only during the competition, during even training. Is that a factor that helps you?
Yes, definitely. Actually, at this level, every detail count. So in these 2 years, I had to work a lot on my weaknesses. And as you know, weaknesses 99% of the time are the things we hate the most. So most of the time, I have to work on the things I hate the most. So it's not really the funnest part of the year. But so sometimes it gets harder to train because yes, at this level you have to work on weaknesses. But my coach is really good to alternate like also good moments. For example, I'm very good at gymnastics and weightlifting, and when he's seeing that I'm like having a kind of breakdown, he makes me do like many fun things, so SM walk and gymnastic things, and so it's good, but it's really hard. When you reach this level, most of the time you have to work on things you hate the most. You would like to do anything else, being away from the gym, but you have to work on weaknesses because in the competition is what makes the difference. It's not how good you are in the things that you are good, but how you're not bad in the things that you're not good.
I'm thinking also like 2024. I mean you already crushed it. You're already top of the world. And but what's next? What is it that you're preparing for in 2024?
Next competition I'm doing is in 1 month. I'm going to Dubai Championship. They invited me, so this year the level is very high. It's like games athlete, semifinals athlete level, so it's gonna be challenging. Then I'm going to Wodapalooza. I'm going to compete in team with a Reebok team, so with other 2 girls from South Africa and America. And then nothing else until open, quarterfinals, semifinals, because of course it's the main goal. So first year the games, I placed 35th. Second year I've placed 19th. So of course, I mean the first goal is to qualify because you don't have to take it for granted. I mean many people, and sometimes it annoys me, take for granted that if you qualified one time, then every other year you have to qualify. This is not like this. This is not simple at all. The level is increasing every year. This year, for example, the level was crazy compared to last year. The girl was, and also the men were much better. So. For me, it was more mental than physical because I think that more or less we had the same level. I think the first 20 women and men could go to the games. The only difference is here, I think. And this year was really challenging for me. Like stay strong with my mind and going to the floor knowing that I couldn't have done mistakes. Because one little mistakes and you were out of the games. You were out of the competition. So this was the hardest part this year. Apart from all the sacrifices, hard work, it was like here. So I think mental part is extremely important in CrossFit. So I will do my best to qualify again. So the first goal is to qualify. Then, of course, if I will, I would like to place maybe top 15 next year. And so that I will qualify for Rogue Invitational, maybe. Because this year I was a bit pissed off because I was the first girl cut out. So, yeah. but next time I will earn it. So
And next time you will have the support of all of us
yes,
because
I'm
now
sure,
you're part of
I'm
the
sure,
family.
yes.
And absolutely.
Yeah.
Before I pass on, it's I think we're all illuminated. I was told one thing that I didn't know is that you're like not only just a top athlete, you've worked, but you're also like fighting, and let me know if you feel uncomfortable talking about this. But I know you suffer from a degenerative disease. You have arthritis.
Yes, it's rheumatoid arthritis. It's an autoimmune disease, and it hits joints, so mostly hands, wrists, and feet. And it was like a struggle to find out what what I was having, because I had this pain in my hands, really, really, really strong. Like I woke up in the middle of the night crying in pain. I didn't know what to do. I was taking like the normal anti-inflammatory, anti-pain pills, but no one was working, like the typical ones. So that was when I started thinking it was something bigger, But I arrived at a point where I couldn't brush my teeth, I couldn't drive the car, I couldn't dress myself. My boyfriend had to do it for me. Basically, I could do nothing. I was just crying in pain, and I was like, what is happening to me? I was afraid it was something really worse, like, I don't know, in those moments, you start thinking, whatever, like, I don't know what is happening to me. Then after so many visits to many different specialists, we found out it was arthritis. So also because my father had it, so it's genetic. And after that, but I think it took like 1 year to understand what it was. And in the meantime, my coach was extremely good to balance my trainings. For example, when my feet were hurting, I trained upper body. When my hands were hurting, I did like back squat and stuff like that. So he was absolutely the best to keep me training and not stopping. And when I found out what it was, I was a bit relieved because it could have been worse. Like, it was okay. There will be medication for that. And now I'm fine. I had to change to different therapy because the first one, after a few months, didn't work anymore. So the pain started again. But now, from 1 year and a half, I'm taking medications. Like, everything is like normal, is legal. It's just a normal therapy. So people always tell me, "Oh, no, I'm not anything." So it's just normal pills, and now the pain is away. I can train like every now and then when I'm really stressed. The pain, like, it's not really pain, but like it bothers me sometimes, but it's fine. I managed to train myself. I just have to be a bit more careful, but it's fine.
I'm going to give you a small gift. We prepared something for you from all of us here to you, just a tiny gift.
Thank you.
And I'm going to ask you to help me and to sign this picture of yours.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming and joining. Yeah. I mean, just any place. What was this? This was an event at the games, and you did rather well. You were in the Nano 13. You killed it with the nanos and the different colors, right?
Everyone was making compliments. Like Noah Olsen came to me, was like, "I really love your shoes," and
Yeah.
many other famous athletes came to me, was like, "Oh my God, you're so cool." And then also from home, when they were watching me at the TV, it was like they could recognize me from the mismatched shoes. It was like, "Oh, it's hers. I found her," because otherwise, like, many colorful shoes, but this was cool.
Well, we've had.
But the idea just came to my mind because I received many, like the blue ones, the
Of
green
course.
ones, red ones, purple one, and they were just so beautiful that I thought, okay, I'll do both because I cannot choose one. They're all so pretty, so I'll wear both.
Well, Elisa, in this same spot, we've had Matt Fraser, we've had Sarah Stevensdottir, we've had Laura Horvath, and hoy hemos tenido un aplauso final para Elisa Fuliano.
Thank you, guys.